about Draw the Line? You call it the Blackout album, as the Beatles had their White album. Why Draw the Line was the Blackout album of the band?
I think we were at the peak. We had rented a nunnery, this holy place where nuns went and learned how to be a nun, or they just congregated there. Small little rooms and cubicles. And we built a recording studio. We brought a truck up, mobile truck, and it was kind of like being in a space station in outer space. We all had our drugs and our own room, and I just, personally speaking, I got so out there that it really it didn't work so good for us.
We were so out of it. Well, the band was still playing good, but I can remember spending a lot of time working on songs for the record. You know, like demo tapes, because I had a studio in my house in Boston, and I remember going to the studio, and I had put the demo tapes in a cookie jar, like a cookie tin, and you know, we're sitting there, we're going through the songs at the Cenacle, which was the name of this place, this nunnery, and I can remember Jack going, "Well, is that it? Don't you guys have any more songs?" And I guess, you know, and I guess that's it, you know. And somebody said, "What about that cookie tin?" And I ended up going and opening up the cookie tin, and then we had a song, we had Draw the Line in there, we had Can't Get It Up, and a whole bunch of these songs. And I think Bone to Bone maybe, I don't know, but no, that was on the next record. That was in the tin, and I had forgotten about them. And somebody reminded me, and I opened it up, and then we had those songs, and that's how out of it we were, you know.
One Night in the Ruts, when the band first broke up, you said there were two reasons, drugs and besides excessing touring excess. Why do you have touring excess? A lot of bands, when they broke up, they say, "Oh, we broke up because we were touring a lot."
Because touring is the only thing that's real. I mean, that's the only thing that's real. I don't mean to put down MTV, but you can spend 3 weeks or 3 days busting your hump, putting a video together, and every time you see it, it's that same performance. That's not real. That's not what the band's doing. It's like you see the band on MTV and you go, "Where are they?" "Well, they're in South America somewhere." What are they really doing? So we used to, before MTV, we thought the only way to get out there was to play live. And it gave us a good excuse to rape and pillage and go from town to town, and you better lock up your daughters because here we come, and just that whole lifestyle was just, it was a beautiful thing, and it was the only way to get known, but it also, you know, took you down, because if you didn't have another side to be able to go back home and say, "Okay, we're going to take 6 months and do the best album we ever did." And we used to go in and we would record, and then someone would say, "You got to go back on the tour," and we would break in the middle of the album. And we were just so many different directions that you couldn't focus on that one song that you wanted to be meaner and badder than anybody else on.
And you had to do it. Couldn't say, "Oh, we need a rest."
We could have, but we were on such a roll at that point that that's all we wanted to do. You know, none of us had you know, we just had apartments, and it was just really hard to like stop and take a look at what was going on. So when we hit Night in the Ruts, it was a lot of live kind of songs, you know, and I thought the playing was really good on that record, but it was so much stress. It didn't happen fast enough. We ended up having to go on the road in the middle of the record. And so there was this really...
During the record?
Yes.
There was this weird feeling of being incomplete, and you got to get out on the road, and it just tore us apart, you know, and rather than sit down and talk about it, you know, we just kind of went our own ways, and that's what broke up the band.
And you're surrounded by managers that tell you, "No, you're great, you got to play there, you never played there, you got to go do this and that." And it takes, and with the drugs, you know, padding the situations, you know, and trying to make it better, making it feel better, you lose your power. You let everybody else do everything for you, and you stop your focus amongst the band. So the band has no more power. See you downstairs at 8 o'clock with your bags, you know. Okay, and then you don't. Wait a minute.
And then this thing about touring lose the reason.
And one thing leads to another. You know, like you said, it's incomplete. So the next day, instead of seeing things as they really are, like, "Geez, I didn't finish that song. I feel bad inside, but I don't know why." So I yell at him, and he yells at me, and I yell at him, and he yells, and all of a sudden this, and there you have it. It's like, oof, you know, what are we in this for? Well, that's just looking back in retrospect.
What
Would I
about
ever change
nowadays?
anything? Never.
Great friends.
Yeah, it's